Toss, 2 weeks in a row that I get to leave Sunday a happy man. And granted, it was against the Las Vegas Raiders, but hey, a win is a win, and I'll take it. Miami Dolphins win at home against the Las Vegas Raiders to get their fourth win of the year to go to 4-6. Tua's best game of the year by far. He was nimble, he was scrambling, he was making plays on third down, he was making plays on fourth down, running for his life, finding Tyreek in the end zone for another touchdown. Beautiful pass to Jonnu Smith, who for some reason the defense just left wide open, and Jonnu just ran it in all the way for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Devon Achane is the clear RB1. Things are looking good. Miami's defense. Granted, Brock Bowers had a hell of a game, but other than that, Miami's defense is doing what they need to be doing as well. And I had come on this podcast and said that with the Dolphins' schedule, they need to win 6 games. Back when they were 2-6, they need to win. No, back when they were 3-6, excuse me, when they beat the Rams, that they need to win 6 more games in order to have a viable chance of getting into the playoffs, right? So the thinking is this. First off, the Dolphins win the first of their 6 must-win games. That was against the Raiders. They have the Patriots next week. That's a must-win game.
That's a W.
That's a winnable game.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to skip the Packers in a second. I'll tell you why. They have 2 Jets games. That's 3. They have Cleveland. That's 4. And then they have
Niners.
Who am I missing?
Niners.
I know they have the Niners, but there's another team that I'm missing in there. So hold on. They have
Texans.
They have the Texans, they have the Niners, they have the Packers.
Yep.
They have the Jets twice.
Yeah.
They have the Browns. Is that it? No, hold on. Hold on.
One more game after that.
They got one more game after that. Who am I missing? They're playing and the Patriots. Did I say the Patriots? Okay.
Yeah.
So the Patriots. Okay. Here we go. So they got the Patriots. So if they beat all the teams that they're supposed to beat, okay? So the Raiders, which they did, the Raiders, the Patriots, the Jets twice, and the Browns, that gets them to 5. Yeah. In order to get to 6, they need to beat either the Packers, the Texans, or the Niners. Now, of those 3, right now, and I know you don't want me to say this, the most winnable game of those 3 is against the Niners because it's at Miami. It's at home. That's the one thing where I could be like, look at it and be like, it's a home game. That might work out in their advantage. But if by some Christmas miracle, or should I say Thanksgiving miracle, they beat the Packers, who, by the way, almost lost to the Chicago Bears. Granted, division game, but still almost lost to the Chicago Bears. You could be looking at a 6-game stretch, a 7-game stretch where the Dolphins get to a winnable record and actually secure a wild card spot. It's not crazy, man. Steve Mariucci himself was like talking about how the Dolphins have life and they're going to be playoff bound. I know it's like the sexy thing to talk about.
Yeah.
But hey, one game at a time. Even Calais Campbell in the post-game locker room, that clip that's available online, he was like, we haven't done SHIT yet. We haven't done shit yet.
Yeah.
So he's making sure that they're still hungry, that they keep going. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I got excited by what I saw. Granted, it was against the Raiders, but the Raiders defense is nothing to sneeze at. I was pretty thrilled with what I saw. What do you think?
Yeah, honestly, they came out and they did what they're supposed to do against the Raiders. Raiders stink. They're the number one. I actually picked up their defense and played them. They in fantasy, like Raiders give up the most points to fantasy defenses. They obviously weren't the best pickup. They only got me 6 points, but they still did their job, and they won the game. As far as their upcoming schedule, I do see them potentially winning a lot of those games. Like they could beat the Jets twice. They could beat the Patriots.
They could beat the Browns.
They could beat the Browns. They could beat the Texans. They could beat Green Bay, who obviously didn't look that great against Chicago this week. Green Bay has a tough game this week against the Niners. The Niners coming off this like really annoying loss. They're going to be coming out hungry, and I think Kittle's going to be back. Sure. So, and Niners are in like must-win mode. Like they have to win this game in order to keep their playoffs right. So I expect them to come out firing. And then the Packers got to turn around, and they got a short week playing on Thanksgiving against Miami.
Miami, and a night game too.
Yeah, that could be something that they're going to. If it's a knockdown, drag out kind of game, which I expect it to be. this week with the Niners and Packers, like that could help Miami actually win the following
Absolutely.
game.
And I'll tell you what, man, the Miami Dolphins, historically, at least in the Tua Tagovailoa era, have been terrible in prime time. Absolutely awful in prime time. But that Monday night win against the Rams showed me a new side to this team. This team, they're not getting those big chunk plays. They're not throwing deep to Tyreek. They're not throwing deep to Waddle.
They're not.
The first half of the Dolphins Raiders game, the first half, okay, had 4 drives. 4. That's it. In the entire half.
Crazy.
In the entire half, had 4 drives because Miami's defense couldn't get the Raiders off the damn field, and the defense and Raiders defense couldn't get Miami off the damn field. Miami's drives have been long.
Yeah.
They've been 8 play drives, 9 play drives, 12 play drives, 14 play drives. And they're just getting like 5 yards at a time, 4 yards at a time, 6 yards at a time.
Yeah.
They're not doing those 20-yard bombs anymore.
They're not opening it up anymore.
No, but what I love about, well, I think a couple of things. Number one, defenses are just smart. They're like, we're just going to double Tyreek every play. And it's like, okay, we're going to double team Tyreek every play. Okay, fine. That works. Well, that leaves Waddle open. But Waddle is not the receiving threat that Hill is, number one, obviously. But number two, then it takes away Tua's number one option, which is always Tyreek. And then it's like, okay, well then let's see who I've got. All right, I'll take this short pass to River Craycraft. I'll take this dunk pass to Devon Achane. I'll take this to Julian Hill or to whatever, right?
Yeah.
Not Julian Hill.
Beckham.
Or Odell Beckham, excuse me. And so for that, it's like one of those things where, and they're relying way more on Devon Achane. I mean, he's clearly become the RB1.
Yeah.
Raheem Mostert, I think, is being punished for fumbling in that Buffalo game.
Yeah.
And so he's being relegated to not even RB2. He's RB3.
Yeah.
He's behind Jalen Wright. He's getting 8 carries a game right now.
Yeah. It's crazy.
This
for
is
a guy
hilarious.
Who led the league in touchdowns last year.
100%. That's the thing. He had like 20 touchdowns last year, and this year they're like, you're good. Like, go ahead over here. I think they're trying to make him like earn it back. And you know what? Keep him fresh, because Raheem was injured in December when they needed him the most last year. He couldn't play because he was banged up from all that stuff. I think they're playing smart football this year. I think they're playing like, look, we're just going to do these surgical, methodical games where we're not going to take these big risks. We're just going to kind of do our thing. They're almost, I'm not saying they're turning into the Pittsburgh Steelers, no, but they're becoming more ground and pound, which is very interesting when you have a quarterback like Tua and you have receivers like Tyreek and Jalen Waddle.
And you have a small running back like Devin Achane. Like, he's not the biggest guy.
Who always gets he gets 5 or 6 yards per carry. Like, it's crazy.
He's a good running back.
He's a very good running back. And Miami's O-line, if they become more attuned to being a running team, run first team, then they'll get more used to running those run plays and opening it up a little bit more, you know.
Yeah, no, I think you know what you're saying is the reason why they aren't as fantasy friendly this year. But you know, if you pick David Achane, you definitely are liking that pick. Tyreek Hill, he had a good game this week, but he's been not that great this year.
As far as fantasy goes.
Yes.
Yeah.